He lifted the keys between two fingers. Red, prancing horse. He smiled like he'd won something. The restaurant was quiet in the way expensive places pretend to be. Linen, low light, the sound of money breathing. He waved the keys in my face and laughed, said my wife had good taste. I watched the reflection of my own face in the polished table, calm, almost bored. My phone buzzed once in my pocket. I didn't look. I already knew what it would say. He leaned closer, whispered that some men marry power, others borrow it. I smiled back, not because it was funny, because the moment finally made sense. The keys weren't his. They were never hers. I had bought the car 3 weeks earlier, hidden it, wrapped it in silence, a birthday surprise meant to fix a marriage already bleeding out. He didn't know that. I stood, adjusted my jacket, and excused myself like I was going to the restroom. Instead, I sent one text, just one. Then I waited for the bill to come. The affair didn't announce itself. It seeped. Late meetings, a new laugh that didn't belong to me. Her phone turned face down, always. I told myself stories because marriage trains you to. I replayed moments like security footage, her hand on my arm, absent, her eyes checking doors, the way she stopped asking about my day. I didn't confront her. I cataloged. There was a name that appeared too often in her calendar, a consultant. I recognized the rhythm of lies. I'd built companies on finding them. At night, I lay awake, counting breaths, wondering when love turns into logistics, when vows become cover. Once, she said she loved me without looking up. I felt the distance like weather moving in. I started preparing for loss the way I prepare for negotiations, quietly, thoroughly, without mercy. I watched. I listened. Phone records, expense reports, a pattern of dinners charged to a corporate card she controlled, hotels labeled conferences. I smiled at breakfast, kissed her cheek, told her she looked tired. Inside, a storm organized itself. I followed once, not close enough to be seen, close enough to know. The way she leaned into him told me everything I needed. I didn't rage, I refined. I checked the company bylaws, the clauses she'd ignored, conflict of interest, misuse of funds. I assembled facts like a surgeon lays out instruments. Every night I imagined saying her name out loud. Then I imagined not needing to. Control is knowing you don't have to pull the trigger to end the war. The proof arrived in a folder, clean, labeled, final. I handed it to her at home. No accusation, just paper. She flipped pages, color drained. Her hands shook. She tried to speak. I watched the woman I married fracture into someone smaller. "Is this true?" I asked. She nodded, once. I felt nothing then. No heat, no grief, just confirmation. I told her I already knew about him, about the dinners, about the car she thought he bought her. She cried, apologized, promised. I waited until she finished, then I took the folder back. By the time I returned to the table, the waiter was setting down the check. My phone buzzed again. Confirmation. Her lover's laughter died when his card was declined. Then again. Then again. I leaned in. "She doesn't work for the company anymore," I said softly, effective immediately. His face collapsed. "She doesn't have access to the accounts, or the house, or the car." I placed the keys on the table between us. "Happy birthday," I added. I walked out before he found words, before she could chase me. The night air felt earned. I didn't go home. I went forward. Divorce papers were filed by morning. Assets protected. Silence restored. I thought I would feel hollow. Instead, I felt precise. Betrayal doesn't break you. It clarifies. I didn't cry. I didn't look back. Some losses are just exits you were afraid to take. I kept the smile, left the storm behind.